righty, well, welcome back in. We are talking to our plant expert, Craig Aug, and we're going to start the questions back off with, so this is from Lori. She is wondering, how do I propagate naked ladies? I have volunteers, but would like more.
Well, naked ladies, surprise lilies, hardy amaryllis, all names for the same thing. They've been in bloom this month. They're probably going to be fading at this point. At that point, you go ahead and you lift the entire clump. Make sure that you note how deep the bulb goes. It's one of the most deep, greater depth plants that we put in the ground. Separate the bulbs, space them at least 6 to 8 inches apart, get them back in the ground. They're going to come up in the spring and you're going to think you've got daffodils that aren't blooming, because that's just what the leaves look like. They'll disappear by early to mid-June, and then they pop up with their surprise flower in August. So now is the time to go ahead and dig, divide, and replant your naked ladies.
Okay. Gloria is asking, can I cut back my hydrangeas now?
I really wouldn't. Hydrangeas, we're coming into that area. If it's a colored hydrangea, pink or blue, it's a little bit late, but go ahead and give them a little trim. The white hydrangeas, do not touch them now.
All righty, well, Sandy is wondering, so she has something, possibly aphids, eating all of her cone flowers and cosmos, and they've used neem and castor spray, but nothing is working.
Okay, you're going to have to step up to an actual insecticide. You've used the benign stuff, the oils. This should have killed them. If it is just aphids, you can just take a hose and really give the plant a good washing and knock them all off. Quite often they don't come back, but if they do, that's when you're going to get out the Sevin, S-E-V-I-N. It is an insecticide, but it's about as benign an insecticide chemically as we use in the garden. That's Sevin, S-E-V-I-N.
Pam says, why are my dianthus looking dead? If I keep watering them, will they come back?
Dianthus, they are not the best heat lovers in the world, and actually they don't like wet feet. So at this point, I would let the soil dry out maybe an inch before you do any watering. You don't want to kill them with kindness.
All righty, well, Donna is asking, how far back do I cut a hibiscus tree once you take it in the house?
Well, actually, if you've got the room, I would not cut it back when you take it in the house. And I usually save that pruning until about the 1st of March, because you'll get lots of bloom from the time it comes in the house out through the first of the year. If it's too big, you cut it back by about 1/3 when you bring it in the house. And be sure to watch your watering. You're removing a lot of leaves. It's not going to dry out as fast after you take all that foliage off.
Theo is saying, is it better to start cannas from rhizomes?
Rhizomes?
Next spring, or can I start from seeds?
If you start from seed, you're probably not going to see blooms for a couple of years. Actually, I would start with the rhizomes, and they can be planted even before you put them outside, usually around late April to early May. Get them in a sunny window. Get them started up a little bit. They don't go outside until about Memorial Day. This is a true heat lover, so you've got to let the ground warm up before you put them on outside. And the standard way of doing cannas is from rhizomes, not seed.
Okay, well, Juanita is saying, I planted a hibiscus tree, but I'm not sure if it's an indoor or outdoor one, so how can I protect it in the winter?
Well, if it's an indoor, you're not going to protect it enough to get it through the winter. And if it's a tree, I can almost guarantee that this is a tropical hibiscus. So what I would do is go ahead right now, lift it out of the ground, pare the soil back to the original root mass, and get it in a pot with potting soil. You don't want garden soil in a pot, and then you're going to have to cut it back because you're so severely damaging the roots, and then it's going to have to come in the house for the winter when the nighttime temperatures are consistently dropping below about 55 degrees.
You know, and I'm surprised nobody asked this yet, but Renee is saying, how can we protect our outdoor plants from this heat?
You can't really. The important thing is when you're checking your plants, be very careful. If you're checking in the middle of the day, like from now until 2 o'clock, it is so hot. They're going to look wilted, and I don't care how much water you have given them. They're going to look poorly. Wait until dusk to go ahead and do your checking. See if the plants are just flagging from the heat rather than wilting from lack of water. So wait until the evening to go out and check your plants. It's going to be a lot easier on you too. I had to declare a sweat alert walking from the car to the studio.
I'm wilting right here. You know what I mean?
All righty, well, that is all the time we have with our garden and plant expert, Craig Aug. Craig, thank you so very much for joining us this morning. And be sure to join us each and every Wednesday, and there you can submit your questions and be a part of the conversation on Facebook. GMQC at 11 returns in just a few moments.